Yeah, good afternoon from Sedona. It's hot and windy here, but that's pretty much where it should be this time of year. Quick 220-mile update on the Police Electra-Glide. 2024 Police Electra-Glide. Electra-Glide is a tongue twister. So I got the Utopia seat in, and it mounts very easily. It's easy to remove the pan seat. You basically invert it. You remove the hardware that supports the seat underneath on the spring, and you use this lower mounting bracket as a template. I took a little bit of white, gear, well, kind of gear paint, and I marked it, and then took a center punch, drilled it, and it was very easy to install. I pretty much just playing around with it. So this is the adjustment for the backrest and the angle you want it at. And it took a little while for me to get it right because my riding style is because I shattered both of my elbows when I was freaking 5 years old. And you all have heard the story about how that happened. Anyway, I like my hands to be able to kind of rest, but not dangle. That's why I can't do apes. I mean, even though the CVO has many apes, I've kind of gotten used to it. But what's so cool about this bike is that with this, obviously, and you're going to do some touring, some long haul stuff, and be running with a group, it's invaluable. So pretty much that's been a real godsend, and what a quality product from a super cool company. I encourage you to visit Utopia Products or Harley Davidson's, and they are all into the cop bikes. I've also ordered through, brain farting on the vendor. Anyway, Ride Like a Pro, Jerry Palladino advertises their drop guard protectors. And basically there, oops, not the pipeline, there on both sides. And don't start getting old. Your eyesight's like the first to go. All right, so I had those on my Fast Johnny, the 2023 Road Glide ST. And, they look great. It's a quality product. There is a savings code if you go to Jerry's website and look at his vid. But, it's worth every penny. It also comes with a little derby cover, the primary protector. And what it does, it bolts on. Let's try to get down here. It bolts on the two lower primary screws there and essentially shields the lower primary here at the derby cover. So they offer stainless steel, polished stainless steel, and black. I got the black ones because if you drop the thing or flop it over, a little bit of touch-up paint and you're done. Plus, with the black and white Oreo cookie scheme of this bike, I thought, it'll kind of set it off nicely. So we got that done. The engine and transmission, okay, at about 175 miles, the transmission stopped making a lot of noise. And now it's basically making Harley Davidson whine, and it's very subdued. The engine's definitely loosened up. I rolled into the throttle a few times, and the thing got up and moved, as you would expect a stock 114 to do. I do like the pipes. The pipes will only talk on, say, 50% or greater throttle, or if you wrap it. And even then, it's not a pop. It's not like a friggin' M50 going off. It's just a subdued growl. But at lower RPMs, it's like stock. And that was what I wanted for this thing. Let's see what else we got going on. The tires are thoroughly broken in. I spent at least 100 miles just doing low speed, parking lot, cone drills, emergency stops, collision avoidance, just the usual to learn this bike. And I'm going to tell you that if you're used to a standard tour like this bike is, or like this bike is modeled off of, you might have a little bit of trouble because it really, it's janky. And the reason why is because that pan seat has actually got you higher off the deck. And it pushes you forward. And that was what my brain would not realize, would not process, until I watched there's a few other motor officers that run this particular model and the Road King. And they, I'm like, what? I need to move forward and lean into. And then combine that with head and eyes. And it's like, it was like a magic moment where, okay, that's what I have to do with this thing. And then when I'm just riding normally, then you can scooch on back and apply back pressure here. It's all plumbed into that suspension system right down here. And if you do that, the bike's magic. Now, what's going to be interesting is when I got the CVO back from the shop, getting readjusted to that big, fixed, almost automotive fairing on the front and its CVO seat, which puts you down a good 2 inches lower to the deck than the cop seat. So that is definitely a learning curve. But because I will be training with this bike, and it's actually my intention to step it up and do some advanced training, and maybe one day, do a motor course instructed by a motor officer, just, for civilians, and run this bike on it, which is why I'm getting the drop protectors, among other things. But yeah, it's a cool bike, man. You get so much. You get the force. There's a fan-assisted oil cooler, cooling system. You get the heated grips. You get so much value. I mean, they basically gave me the Cop Tour Pack, and I'm like, it's one of those deals where you just, and of course you can mod this thing. You can put Bluetooth and you can put a radio on it, and you can doll the thing up just like, basically the Electra-Glide, and have a really great bike for thousands and thousands less. So that's my take on it. I'm really liking this thing. It's a fun bike, a thing you can just absolutely whip this thing around like a toy. It's just, if you follow, if you watch Jerry's YouTube, and it's such a good channel, it's like a child's toy. Just keep your head and eyes, keep it moving, don't look down. Bam, 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 and just keep practicing, and then it'll just become muscle memory. All right, that's it. Have a happy weekend. Bye.